Yeah, good morning everyone. Here we are today at Batemans Bay again for our 10 o'clock live stream. Today we're going to talk about our response and our capabilities in the station. So this is Batemans Bay Fire Station. It was established here in 1977. We have 17 retained crew, 5 permanent crew, and the station became a permanent station in 2010. So we service about 22,000 people that live in the Batemans Bay community. At Christmas time, it goes up to about 115 to 120,000 people through Christmas and Easter time, which is pretty much our very busiest times of the year. So we respond to about 300 plus calls a year, and our biggest part of what we do is community engagement. We've engaged with the community close to 140 times in the last calendar year alone. So today we're also joined by our retained staff. We have 17 members of them. So over here, we have Mr. Eckhart, Mr. Duros, Sabina, our deputy captain's also joined us again, and firefighter Pasco. Mr. Hammond's around there getting our drone ready. We'll talk about that later, and firefighter Ridley will also give a little bit of a helping hand here today as well. So let's move over to Mr. Pasco. Nathan, what can you tell us about the rescue pump and why we have it?
So this is our rescue pump. It's our main appliance to the station. It's mainly set up for rescues, roadcast rescues, and urban firefighting. So it mainly stays on the street. We don't go into bushfires with this at all. So it carries a number of different items and gear that we use. This side of the truck's mainly for rescue. So this is all our road crash rescue gear, all our hydraulic equipment and spreaders and shears and chainsaws and power saws. And up this end we've got some cordage gear, which is all our ropes for cliff rescues and stretchers and whatnot, and our first aid gear. Around the back of the truck we have our pump, so this is all for the actual firefighting side of things. We carry 2,000 litres of water, so we've got initially probably 3 to 5 minutes worth of firefighting gear. We've got our quick attack hoses that are ready to roll, so we call them a flake line, so we can just grab and run, so they're all ready to roll. Around this side is just general firefighting hoses, stag saw, safety management cones. We've got generators, lighting, a bit more rescue gear with airbags and crib blocks, and then a number of different hoses. So this is all sort of the firefighting side.
What are the cribbing blocks used for?
Cribbing blocks are used for when we go to like a car accident or a industrial accident. We can actually shore up gear and make it and stabilise it, make everything sort of safe for one, us to get under and rescue, and two, so that the actual incident doesn't get any worse by anything collapsing. So in the back we've got different to the tanker and other trucks. We've got the actual BAs all set up in the back of the seats ready to go. So en route to fire calls we can actually start to get organised and check our breathing apparatuses. So when we actually do get to the incident, we're all ready to go. We can basically go straight in. If we span around into the front of the truck, we have just the driver's console, and then on the left-hand side we've got all our communications, and that's called the MDT, so our mobile data terminal. And that actually tells us exactly what the call is, where we're going, shows us all where the hydrants are, PIPs. So it's the main sort of hub of exactly what we're doing and where we're going. So that's a very brief description of the rescue truck. But yeah, as I said, it's our main appliance. It gets driven the most. If you see us out and about around town, we're mainly in the rescue appliance because we can do everything from there.
So thanks for that, Nathan. Jamie, what about we give the viewers a little sound of what the rumbler sounds like, one of our particular types of sirens we use. So we use a rumbler when we're responding to incidents. All of our emergency services have a similar type of tone and siren. So we've been given the rumbler to break up that, and it's also designed to break up a little bit of white noise in the background, so people actually hear us coming a little bit quicker. You want to give it a little buzz now, Jamie, so people can hear it?
Just wait, pick up.
Thanks for that, Jamie. Quite loud. So next we'll talk about our tanker. We had a little bit of a chat about it the other day. This is one of our bushfire fighting tankers. Mr. Eckhart, one of our retained members, is going to take you through the bushfire tanker, what it's used for, and why it services our community and why we require it down here in Batemans Bay.
Good morning, everyone. This is our Isuzu tanker. It's been in service at the station since 2018. It's equivalent to RFS Category 1. It's predominantly used for rural firefighting, bushfire interface. As you can see by the tanker here, it is full drive capable. It sits far higher than the rescue pumper off to the side here. It also has the capability of backing up the rescue pumper for urban and structural fires. So we might just do a little walk around the tanker here and explain some features. Up above on the top there's a cabin protection system that's part of this tanker. Inside you've got heat shields, and externally you've got a sprinkler system, not only for the cabin but also for the tyres of the tanker as well.
Can you just point out where it would be on the tyres?
The tyres should be right here. There's a sprinkler system.
Just point to it again for us.
Yep.
Perfect. If anyone has any questions who's watching, type them below and we'll make sure that they get answered for you during the presentation.
So this tanker holds 4,000 litres of water, 3,500 for bushfire firefighting capability, and 500's reserved for the cabin protection system. As you can see, we've got various equipment on here. We have a Davy pump off to the side there, generators, tools. It's equipped with 4 sets of BA.
So BA being breathing apparatus?
Breathing apparatus, that's correct. And spare cylinders in the back there. Come to the back of the tanker. And you've got various lines of hoses here. Obviously there's one fitted with an Acron branch here. It gives different spray patterns. And you've got a different type of branch that's permanently fitted to this one. Different spray nozzles, different capabilities. Now this pump is independent of the truck, so it's capable of being mobile. Whereas some of the other rescue pumps, when you're in gear and the pump's operating,
No pump.
yeah, you can't move until you disengage the pump. So it's extremely good for mobile point of view. Firefighting, so drip firefighting equipment there if you're doing initiating backburns. Come in here and we're equipped with some foam. We've got our CO2 extinguishers, various lines of hoses here, 70mm capacities. We've got additional hoses in here, 25s and 38s.
Why are some of the hoses yellow and some of them are white?
There'll be non-percolating, non-percolating hoses and percolating hoses. So basically, if you think like a weeper hose, when you're firefighting, if you've got hot ground, that the hose is less likely to burn because moisture's coming through it. Over in this side, we've got our advanced first aid capability here, our EMT kit and our defib, plus various breaching pieces for connection to our hoses. Up above here, without taking you up that ladder, there's storage at the top there, so a variety of hand tools up there. Axes, saws, fire rakes, etc. Got our standpipes here. Inside the cabin, a bit bare bones. Obviously a different setup compared to the pumper. And similar setup in terms of comms inside there with a MDT in there to communicate. So obviously this tanker is deployed extensively over the last 5 months within the bay, particularly over the December and January period, where it not only services the community.
Hey Renee from Canada, we've just had someone from Canada log in.
Hey Renee, how you going? So yeah, serviced the community over that summer period extensively, and also used for task forcing from the RFS up and down the coast. So any other questions? That's pretty much the tanker in a nutshell.
Perfect.
Thanks, Mr. Urquhart. It was very well.
All right,
So
thank you.
today we talked about 2 of our resources so far. One of them being our rescue, our urban pump. The second one being our tanker. Today, now we're going to move on to our third part of our resource in Batemans Bay, our intermediate hazmat vehicle. So I'm going to bring you over, introduce you to Daniel. This is Daniel Juros. Daniel is going to talk to you about the hazmat and its capabilities within Batemans Bay and why we have an intermediate hazmat in Batemans Bay.
Okay, so good morning everyone. So we're in the intermediate hazmat station here at Batemans Bay. We're one of 25 intermediate stations around New South Wales. We cover around a 100-kilometre radius. Capabilities of any hazardous materials, packing up urban firefighter pumpers that may need a higher amount of protection and things like that. So if we have a quick look around this van, it is a Mercedes-Benz Sprint. 2 firefighters going in. Generally it is retained to do it. You can see we don't have an MDT on here, so our communications are done through comms, through our radio. Yeah. So inside here we do have quite a few gadgets we use. So we've got access to a laptop which we can get onto a thing called ChemWatch, which allows us to check what chemicals we're going to, give us different ways of fighting it and how to do things like that. Next thing we've got is a gas detector, detecting gas obviously, and the special one here is a CMS, so we can do extra testing on different chemicals. So we have different cartridges, for instance. If we're going to something that's got something, we can test the air with this thing, which is exclusive to the hazmat units. Also down here we've got some booms that we'll talk about later on the boat. We've got a weather station as well. These are our suspicious substance containers, so we've got stuff in there we can check for suspicious substances. And also Batemans Bay is a BA refilling station, so we carry 10 on the hazmat, so we go to places like maybe Braidwood or things like that. They have gone to a house fire and they need extra BA cylinders. We accommodate them and bring them up to them as well. But if we have a look around the back at the boat, being in Batemans Bay, we obviously have lease leases and things like that. So we are also a waterways hazmat unit. So we have different sets of booms here. We've got some larger ones. So what they do is we spread them out across the river. If there's an oil leak, they'll contain the leak and also suck it up as well. Generally it's just a little tinny boat. It does the job, it's quite handy. And this probably gets called out maybe 3 or 4 times a year. Out the back of the hazmat, we have drums. We've got 200 litre ones, and inside we've also got smaller 90 litre ones, which allow us to contain any hazardous substance we come to. Oil tanker leaks, things like that. Could be anything. And also in here we have 8 FEC suits, which are fully encapsulated suits. So basically it's our highest level of PPE.
What's PPE?
Personal protective equipment. So this is the top of the line when you go to something that you're not sure what it is. It's your own environment essentially in your PPE suit.
So do you wear your breathing apparatus?
Also, yeah, you wear your breathing apparatus inside it as well. So you've got your own environment. It's airtight, nothing can get in, and yeah. So that's the hazmat side of things. Yeah, so we're one of 25 obviously in New South Wales, and as I said, our radius is about 100 kilometres. So
is there a lot of training involved to become a hazmat technician?
So hazmat we usually do around like a weekend training once a year, once every 6 months, just to do it. But the first initial training is a whole weekend based on hazmat. So, but you're always training throughout the year as well.
Lovely.
No problem. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Daniel. That's very informative. The third capability you see is Hazmat. We have another special capability in Batemans Bay. We're the first station in New South Wales to be given this capability, particularly in a region area. We have an RPAS, or a drone. So I'm going to bring you over to Mr. Hammond. He's going to talk about our drone and its capability and why we have it here in Batemans Bay, and the significance of it through the bushfires. So let's walk over and see Mr. Hammond. There we go, and this is Mr. Hammond, David Hammond. He's going to talk about the drone and its capabilities and how we use it inside of Batemans Bay.
Okay, so this is our drone. It's a Mavic 2 Enterprise. If you can have a look at the front, it's got two cameras, one for high quality video or still photography, and a thermal imaging camera. So we can use it at bushfires to track the intensity of the fire, the direction of the fire, structure fires. We can locate the seat of the fire, or search and rescue in bushland. It's got maximum height we can fly is 400 feet above ground level. We have to have a aviation channel radio on hand at all times, especially because we can hear traffic coming in, flights coming into Maruya. So if we hear a flight, we've got to ground it straight away. Battery life's 20 to 30 minutes, depending on your intensity of flying. We've got 8 batteries, so we've got about 4 hours flying time. And that's it, that's our drone.
That's a quality as well. Oh, it's in timber.
So how much training is involved in being a drone operator?
We did five days, 8 hours a day training to get the pilot license for it. And you've got to keep your flying hours up so much every month.
20 hours a month.
So 20 hours a month?
Yeah. And that's it.
Thanks off for Dave. Yeah. So as you see, drones are going to be a part of another key capability that we're going to move into regional New South Wales, with some of our rescue stations, I believe. And how critical. Overnight time we can use it to track and map bushfires, but also look for missing persons or children. Also, it was significant down at the Eden fires at the paper mill or wood chip mill, determining where that fire was burning in those smoke heaps and how we're going to put those fires out. Any questions on there we can?
Yeah, so Tim has asked, will the new technical support be stationed and crewed at 217?
That's the big question. Yeah, look, there is a lot of talk about technical support station. We are moving towards that direction. There's still ongoing discussions with our probably our executive in the union to talk about how that's going to move forward. That's about pretty much all I can say about that.
And Claudia has asked, she said she would love to know some examples of the hazmat jobs that you get called to.
Oh, they're very wide. I suppose in Batemans Bay, the biggest ones we have here and the most critical ones are protecting the oyster leases. They bring significant money into Batemans Bay. So looking after that waterway and protecting that waterway is way up here on our list of jobs to do. And they go down to as small as having a leaking fuel tank in a car. But either way, they're all important. We have a very critical habitat, unique environment here, protecting our waterways, and we need to protect that. So our hazmat will always be there. That's enough for the community.
Lovely.
Well, I just want to say thank you for coming today, being a part of our journey in Batemans Bay. And if you look behind me, you probably see our flags are flying at half-mast. We lost one of our permanent members in the line of duty. I just want to say, Vale Mark White. He was a big part of our organisation. He also helped facilitate and set up the Fire Museum at Penrith. So, rest in peace, Mark, and everyone take care of themselves out there. Thanks for that.